So he taps into, in some way, he taps into the spiritual, religious realm.
It is a happy coincidence if you start from a traditional religious perspective, right? That Kantian skeptical conclusions will give you a shot in the arm. They will give you a revitality. And Kant is explicit about this in Critique of Pure Reason. There's a famous phrase where he says, I am denying knowledge of reality. Our reason is not going to get us knowledge of reality in order to make room for faith. So there is a kind of religious heritage that he wants to make space for. And this is part of Counter-Enlightenment, because the Enlightenment project is corrosive and had been corrosive to a traditional religious worldview. The Enlightenment project says we start by observing the world, and we don't observe gods. And we do science, and we rationally try to figure out the world. And maybe we do arguments to more theoretical constructs and so forth. But if those arguments get exploded or defeated, then we're not going to believe in those theoretical constructs. So it becomes, from the Enlightenment perspective, if you are going to believe in God, it can't be a faith move. It can't be just a tradition move. You have to show the evidence, show the arguments for the existence of God. And so a big part of the Enlightenment was this century-long, very intense engagement at a highly sophisticated level with all of the arguments for and against the existence of God. And one of the things that Kant is concluding explicitly is that all of the arguments for the existence of God fail, just on their own terms. And he's adding this philosophically heavy-duty conclusion, they have to fail. Because if we're going to try to argue, we are using reason about what's really ultimately out there in reality, and he philosophically is cutting all of that off. We cannot know if there is a God out there. So if we are rational, we cannot believe in the existence of God. But that leaves open the door, as he said, if we are going to believe in God, an immortal soul, that we have a God-given, say, free will to become morally responsible agency, that has to be, at a deep level, a matter of faith.